about AJ being out in America. What have you made of his decision to look at working with different trainers?
Oh, good. Listen, I keep telling everybody, man, the lifespan in boxing is short, and you have to do what makes you happy. And when you speak to AJ, ask him, are you happy going to America? He'll be like, yes. It's a new chapter for him, new adventure for him, and new places. So it's going to be exciting. Do you understand? So I'm happy for him going to America, and I wish him all the best. And I think it's going to give him the benefit. It's going to give him so much more ability that he's gone to America, and he will train there and come back to London, fight. It's going to be amazing. Lennox Lewis did it. Tyson Fury did it. I think most fighters in the United Kingdom left United Kingdom, went to America to find out more experienced coaches and stuff like that, and they became better fighters. The only fighter who didn't do it was actually Ricky Hatton did it, didn't he? Did he? Ricky Hatton did it?
Those are the words of Derek Chisora as he was asked about AJ adventuring over to the US of A to get better counsel for training. And I like how he explained it. And of course, he was like, hey, do whatever makes you happy. And he talked about everyone, all the British fighters that did it before him, you know, Tyson Fury, Lennox Lewis, even Ricky Hatton. And to answer the question before they answered it, Ricky Hatton did. He went with Floyd Mayweather Sr. And unfortunately, it was unsuccessful, but that didn't mean he didn't learn anything. I just don't think that he could exercise what he learned with Floyd Mayweather Sr. But he is right. I think that AJ has to do whatever makes him happy. He has to do what he feels that he should do. Okay. If it was his original plan to come to the States, why not? Because I think people have to break out and do what they feel best. You know, that's the $1 million question a lot of people ask. Well, if the game plan wasn't working, why didn't he try something else? Well, I think he's surrounded by people that give him ideas versus him deciding what to do on his own, you know? So if this is an original idea for AJ, why not? I think he needs to broaden his horizons. I think he should have done that. Ideally would be Lennox Lewis, somebody that knows how to fight tall, fight on the inside, and use his jab, and be a superior boxer all at the same time. But of course, things like that don't happen due to the relationship they had, you know, but anything's possible, you know. So, but there are trainers over here that can train him to get him to the level that he needs to do to achieve his goals. But I think he needs more than that. I think he needs an environment change. You know, Sheffield is a place where people look up to him. And if people already look at you as the elite, you being the elite guy there, being the elite guy there, you'll never really learn anything new because it's hard. The perception of God, quote unquote, learning anything new, it's downright uncanny at that point. So I feel that AJ needs to go somewhere and train. You know, that's one thing he can do is train. And I think he needs a good trainer, a no-nonsense trainer that tells him what he needs to do round for round. You know, and one thing, I would go with Ronnie Shields because Ronnie Shields had Mike Tyson, he had David Tua, he had other fighters, and he definitely has experience in the heavyweight division. As far as Roberto Garcia and Reynoso, you know, they have Frank Sanchez there, sure, but at the end of the day, you know, there is a such thing as having too much on your plate at one time. It puts me in the mind of Freddie Roach when you did have fighters like Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao there, and then along comes Andy Ruiz. Well, Andy Ruiz was kind of put on the back burner to work with Marvin because Freddie Roach was so busy with his premier fighter. So that's something to keep in mind when you're talking about trainers. You know, these trainers are going to cater to their elite fighters. Okay, so if he does go to someplace, he has to be able to understand, like, hey, those guys already have their premier fighters. Okay, it's just like going to any agency or a talent agency, and understanding that there is people there already that are the premier people there. They're not just going to cater to you, So, but this is Anthony Joshua, so go figure that, and of course, Derek Chisora, is a supporting. Is they both support each other. The Brits have a strange way of showing it, but Derek Chisora and Anthony Joshua have a special bond, being from the same place. So I think there was nothing but positive advice for Anthony Joshua. All the times I thought of Anthony Joshua coming to the States, I never thought of him training. I always thought of him fighting back over here. But it's a good thing to learn what you can learn over here, then go back over. But I think at that point, that's just the beginning. I think if he comes over here and learns, hey, this is successful, and he happens to beat Usyk, well, I think he should come back for round 2 or for class 2. Okay, and continue training up under someone that's American, because at the end of the day, this is your career. And it is short. You look at Anthony Joshua, how many losses do you have until he's not that elite guy anymore? Okay, so you have to take all that into consideration when you're dealing with the sport of boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. That's right. So AJ has to really take that under advisement. But the good thing is, he was able to make a decision to come to the Americas to sort out or to figure out what he needs to do to better his career, because he does have a fight coming. The fight that he has to win is against Alexander Usyk, a guy that's never lost. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Derek Chisora's comments and advice towards Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.